The words mentally ill may conjure visions of pill bottles, straitjackets, and mental asylums. Why is that? The media industry has portrayed the broken mind in a light where stigma and stereotypes have been formed in the minds of those who observe the films. These ideas surrounding mental illness have been developed artfully so, but all the while dangerous. The following films have taken similar yet varied approaches in the world of these disorders, anywhere from schizophrenia, multiple personalities, depression, and more. Donnie Darko was released in 2001 and was written by Richard Kelly. It can be summarized as a thoughtful approach to the portrayal of schizophrenia in young Donnie, the protagonist. The story follows Donnie, a teenager afflicted with intense mental illness. Throughout the film, he consistently imagines a bunny named Frank, who tells him that the world is ending soon. This is potentially a deep-seated metaphor, and some perceive the notion of the world ending to be foreshadowing of the death of our hero, Donnie Darko. Donnie's mental illness is a main theme in the film, as he experiences frequent and intense delusions. As the audience, we are pulled into these hallucinations and seem to experience them as well. The inability to distinguish reality from imaginary is another theme of this film, and guides its storyline in the direction envisioned by Kelly. This serves as an emblem for the theme of our festival, the portrayal of the broken mind, in the way that though the writers did not paint Donnie as evil, the only logical ending for a film featuring mental illness being death lives and breathes in Donnie Darko. Up next, we have a film from 2003, directed by Brad Anderson, with the lead being Christian Bale. It is called The Machinist. This story follows an insomniac whose reality has been warped due to a traumatic car accident. This leads him to paranoia and insanity. This motion picture can be described as a portrayal of the concept of sanity in those who struggle to grasp it. Similar to Donnie Darko, the audience is thrown into the mess of what is real versus what isn't real very early on in the film. This intangible sense of truth makes the movie all the more entertaining and moving. Unlike Donnie Darko, however, it is less clear what's wrong with our main character. Following The Machinist, we have a film from the 90s, Jacob's Ladder, directed by Adrian Lyne. The audience follows a man who is a veteran from the Vietnam War. He is struggling with PTSD, a disorder that many veterans suffer from. PTSD can cause paranoia, nightmares, delusions, and even suicide. Jacob's Ladder alludes to the Bible a lot, and his state is compared to purgatory. This is in our lineup because though PTSD is not a disease of the mind that people are just born with, it is very misunderstood. This film is similar to The Machinist and Donnie Darko in many ways, one being that they all take place in the point of view of the afflicted person. This can inspire empathy in the audience, which is one of the main goals of these films. Next, we have a classic. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a widely recognized film that follows mental illness and sanity. However, unlike the rest of our films, this movie has the idea that normal and abnormal have a very thin line, and that it takes willpower and courage to overcome most of these challenges, something most lack. Our story follows Randall McMurphy, a new patient in a mental hospital. It is from the point of view of another patient, however, one who suffers from delusions, so the perceptions are those of someone who experiences paranoid schizophrenia. This fits well into our lineup because it has a theme of mental disorders, but also a fresh take on them. Girl Interrupted is a 1999 drama starring Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie, directed by James Mangold. It depicts Susanna, a woman who has a nervous breakdown and overdoses. She is checked into a psychiatric hospital, Claymore, where she meets several other disturbed patients, including Lisa, a sociopath who convinces Susanna to resist medication and therapy and eventually escape with her. They follow a troubled course where Susanna realizes how sick Lisa is and how she does not want to end up like her. She returns to Claymore, gets better, and laments that she will remember this place forever. Split is a 2016 thriller starring James McAvoy and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. The movie revolves around Kevin, a troubled man diagnosed with DID or dissociative identity disorder. He has a striking 23 personalities wrapped up in his mind. The movie depicts several of these personalities going off the rails and kidnapping 3 teenage girls. Led by one of them, they make multiple attempts at escape and end up running into a few of the personalities. The movie goes on to depict another emerging personality, the Beast, and shows his reality begin to shatter.